Hello attendees! So we're back on this video tutorial again. It's actually a video overview and this time we're going to discuss about SEO, or we called it search engine optimization. So I'm going to give you a brief history of SEO, how it works, and the different strategy of SEO. So SEO, it's a process, it's a strategy also to make your website visible and increase traffic in the search engine. So ano ba yung mga search engine? Like for example, Google, Bing, Dogpile, we have MSN, may AEO pa ba? Hindi ko alam kung meron pa. Yahoo. So those different kind of search engine, but I think the number one search engine is Google.com. So yun yung pinaka number one search engine. And when I say it's a process, because it takes time. It takes time for your website or for your online business to be visible in the search engine. So how does it work? For example, you're searching for a doctor in the city. For example, you have an emergency case, you're sick or you're not feeling well, and you want to find the best doctor in the city, so you go to google.com. And when you come to google.com, there is a search bar at the top, and you just type, let's say for example, your keyword that you choose or usually used by the users or the online consumers is best doctor in the city or best doctor in Cagayan de Oro City specifically. And then, when you hit the search, pag click mo ng search na yun, lalabas yung iba't ibang results sa search engine. And the goal is for your website to be on the page 1 of the search engine result pages. So, we called it SERPs or SERPs. It's search engine result pages. So, yung lumalabas doon sa Google search engine, tapos makikita mo dun sa pinaka-bottom, may nakagay 1, 2, 3, 4, up to so on pages. Okay? So, those are search results. Iba't ibang website ng mga doctors or ng mga negosyante or any website that is related to your keywords, which is your keyword is best doctor in the city. So, lalabas lahat ang results doon. And, as a search engine optimization specialist o isa kang search engine optimization strategist, then your job is to make a website for your client to be on the page 1. And not just on the page 1, but on the top 1. So, when I say the top 1, kunyari doon sa pinakataas, makikita agad yung website ng doctor na hinahanap mo, which is your client. So, madali siyang intindihin. Madali siyang isipin, okay, ganun lang pala yun. But actually, at the back of that is a lot of work. The history of SEO have evolved tenfolds already. I think SEO started way back in the 90s. I'm not sure. I haven't checked again my history in Wikipedia. But as far as I can remember, SEO have started back in mid-90s. And during that time, it's simply submitting your URL of the website to different web crawlers. So, ang ginagawa dati, yung mga may website, sinasubmit lang nila yung website nila sa mga web crawlers. I think Google have already a platform for web crawler before. And Yahoo, I think in the 90s, the famous search engine was still Yahoo. And marami pang web crawler. And what happened is, in the 90s, very easy. Ang daling makapunta sa page 1 ng search engine. Kasi that time, it's still Yahoo. And I don't think Google is really that famous before. So, ang dali-daling makapunta dun sa Yahoo, sa top 1 rank on page 1. Ang dali. But what happened is, when Google started to study, so it was Google who really made an effort to study and actually to filter na rin. Yung algorithm ng Google is to filter all the information that we get online. We're starting to filter it because I think in the early 2000, the US government have what do you call that? I forgot the term, I forgot the term, parang generate, hindi generate. I think, basta ang pinaka gusto ko i-point out is yung US ng government, may ginawa silang law para parang kontrolin yung mga content na lumalabas online. Kasi, for the better future, para hindi masyadong, kasi lumalabas na yung mga porn, yung mga iba't ibang masamang search results sa Google, sa mga search engine. That's why natalo ng Google si Yahoo, because I don't think Yahoo realized how the internet or the world of internet evolved 10 years after. So hindi masyadong nag-budget yung Yahoo or nag-effort on creating a team to study and to strategize and to filter the search engine. So what happened is Google made an effort. They tried to invite investors and created a really good team of people to start filtering whatever comes out to your search engine. And that's really a good thing for us, because we don't see so many bad things on our searchers, like siguro may mga porn sites pa rin pag sinearch mo, but they were usually a mirroring site. Yung mga lumalabas na mga porn sites sa search engine is mga mirroring site, which means syempre yung mga masasamang tao gumagawa pa rin ng paraan para magkaroon sila ng visibility online. Pero pag kinlik mo yun, that's not really the main site. They're creating another site and another site and another site, and we call it mirroring site. Nang sa ganun, hindi agad sila maban or mahuli ng Facebook, ng Google algorithm. So, it's a technical world, but at least you know what I mean. So, that's what I call mirroring sites. And, going back to the history of SEO. So, when the Google started to filter in early 2000, it's still easier. It's super easy to get on the top of Google because they are still learning. The software engineers and the programmers of Google, they are still, studying the movement of different websites and online businesses. And I started SEO way back in 2009. That was really the year I discovered SEO, because I started as a data entry specialist in 2008. But when January 2009, when I really started working with SEO, and I was an SEO VA, okay? I was an SEO virtual assistant, which means the person that I work for is a SEO strategist, and I'm assisting him on different kind of strategy and process. So during that time, it's still easier to get on the page 1 and top 1 of Google search engine, because we have black hat technique, we have gray hat technique, and we have white hat technique. So ano ba yung black hat technique? Yung gumagamit lang kami ng software. Maraming lumabas noon na mga iba't ibang software kung saan isasubmit mo lang yung website mo, magkakaroon ka na ng maraming backlinks, okay? Meron din kaming mga software na gumagawa lang ng content kahit pabalik-balik na yung content, yung nagiging plagiarism na siya, pero hindi yun nafi-filter dati ng Google, kaya nagkakaroon pa rin kami ng content. At pag marami kang content na the same yung mga keywords na lumalabas, nagtatap yun dati sa Google search engine na hindi na nafi-filter ng Google before. And then gray hat technique naman is gumagamit kami ng software at meron ding manual. Yung manual namin is yung may on-site SEO na kami. Yung sa website mo mismo may ginagawa kang technical strategy. Hindi naman siya ganun ka-complicated. Pero may ginagawa kang, let's say, yung mga heading mo, yung format mo, yung mga links mo, yung interlinking ng website mo, yung mga ganon. And then we have white hat technique. So yung white hat technique ay hindi gumagamit ng kahit anong software. It's very clean. Nagpa-follow ka sa guidelines ng Google, which is gumagamit ka ng clean process, like hindi ka gumagamit ng software, manual lahat. Let's say, yung pag gumagawa ka ng link building mo, nag-create ka ng mga gandang content, hindi ka nagpa-plagiarism, which is really a good technique, really good technique. But the problem of white hat technique is it takes long time, it takes period of time. Let's say for example 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, tsaka mo makikita yung results. And what happened before, dahil naging uso yung SEO, yung mga client namin, gusto agad nila mag top 1 within 1 week, within 2 weeks, or within 3 weeks. And we don't have a choice. We have to use black hat technique for them to get on the top and to show them that our strategy really works better than anyone else. And what happened is, we get a lot of clients, we get paid so much, we get, mahal yung bayad sa SEO strategy before because of that kind of filtering that happened in Google. That was around 2009, 2010, and 11. But I think in the stage of 2015, when Google started to really clean the algorithm, ang hirap na. Especially last year, like every year, lumalabas na si Google Panda, lumalabas, ang dami ng iba't ibang klaseng algorithm ng Google na minsan ang hirap na rin i-strategize or studyhan. But that's the job of a search engine optimization strategist. We study how Google works, okay? So the main job of a search engine optimization strategist is we study the movement of Google. Kung anong algorithm nila. Minsan, kasi masikreto ang Google, hindi agad nila sinasabi yung strategy nila. Pero actually, naglalabas sila ng official announcement on the online platform, lalo na dun sa website nila. Naglalabas naman sila, nag-a-announce sila that we're upgrading our algorithm system. Ganito yung tawag ng bago naming algorithm, ganito yung movement. And all the online strategies, yung mga search engine optimization strategies all over the world, they're having a forum. They're talking about the new algorithm. They're exchanging ideas and strategy on how to beat Google. Kung paano namin matatalo si Google at maging visible pa rin sa page 1 and rank 1. So, mahirap siyang trabaho as a freelance, yung search engine optimization, because it involves, a little coding, a little strategizing, and you really have to be open-minded. I think if you are a computer science student way back in college, or if you took philosophy, kasi yung philosophy ata meron silang logic 101, diyan lalabas yung talent mo sa logic. Kung paano ka mag-isip, kung paano ka mag-strategize. It doesn't really apply in real life, but when it comes to computer, when it comes to strategizing, and when it comes to internet world, it's really important. It's really important ang SEO. So like I said earlier, SEO is part of the digital marketing, right? So SEO is somewhere down below the pyramid of digital marketing. And why we need the SEO process? Why we need the optimization of your website? Para maging visible yung website mo sa search engine. At pag may nag-search doon, pag ikaw yung first nila na makikita na website, ikaw yung first na i-click. Wala pang consumer o wala pang nagsisearch sa Facebook or sa Google search engine na pag may lumabas na result, ang i-click nila yung nasa last or nasa page 10 or page 100. Hindi ganon. It doesn't work that way. Personally me, or kung sino mang nagsisearch dyan sa Google, every time you search something, the very first website that comes first, or second, or third, or probably the fifth one, maybe if you're really looking for more information, you go on the page 2 or the page 3, but that's it. After that, other pages will just be ignored. And if your business is on the page 10, no visibility. And what happened is no visitors to your website, no traffic. And when you don't have visitors or traffic to your website, then how can you sell your product, or how can you have a brand awareness for your website, for your business? So SEO plays an important role also for your business to be visible and brand awareness. Okay? So there is two part of SEO. We have off-site SEO and we have on-site SEO. Like I've mentioned earlier, may ginagawang strategy on-site sa website mo para maging SEO friendly ka, maging SEO ready ka. Para pag binasa ni Google yung website mo, makikita niya malinis ito, walang plagiarism, nagpo-follow sa rules para sa algorithm nila, then i-crawl nila yung website mo. And then, off-site SEO, ito naman yung mga link building strategies like nagpe-press release content ka, article submission ka, nag-guest blogging ka, may mga social media accounts ka, may mga backlinks ka. So those are part of link building, which is also part of off-site SEO. So dalawang process yan, maraming technical aspects yan. But for this week, yung activity natin, we will just touch base the basic of SEO. Kasi if I deep digger to the different strategies of SEO, it will take a lot of time to learn because every year nag-update yung SEO. I think these 2019 and 2020 Google algorithm rely on more content, more Google My Business appearances, and more Google Maps. So, nag-focus sila ngayon dun sa mga businesses na nag-register ng Google My Business nila, yung nag-register ng Google Maps nila. Kaya kung meron kang Google Maps, then may mga review yung Google businesses mo, itatap ka nila doon sa search engine result. Kasi meron na sila doong part kung saan nag-show sila ng mga businesses locally. So, more on local sila na businesses. Kaya importante din yung keyword searching. Meron tayong keyword stuffing. Part yan ng mga SEO. Ina-study natin kung ano yung mga keywords na may high search volume para doon tayo mag-focus para ma-beat natin yung ibang mga competitor natin sa search engine. Okay? So, maraming technical terms. Marami kayong technical terms na may encounter dyan. And, SEO is part of being a programmer or a web developer, and it's really important to have a basic knowledge of SEO because if someone asks you, what is SEO, at least you can say something. You can explain what is it's all about, and it's a long process. And why it's in demand skill? Kasi dahil nga mahaba siyang proseso, may off-site, may on-site. So, kailangan nila ng mga SEO assistants or yung mga SEO VA or yung mga link builder. Mga part yan ng SEO job. So, pag naghahanap ng mga ganyan yung client and then may experience ka, then kaya mo nang gawin yung ipagagawa nila sa'yo. Like, for example, if you're a link builder, so you belong to the off-site SEO strategy. So, paano ba yung mag-link building? Ituturo ko yan sa inyo. And then, if you are an on-site SEO strategy, kung paano mo i-optimize yung on-site website mo, ituturo ko din yan sa inyo. So, maraming pwedeng maging trabaho sa SEO industry, yung SEO world. Okay? So, that's SEO. I don't think it will be that complicated as long as you know the main objective of working SEO. Different tools comes out every year. So, maraming tools nang lumalabas. May mga Alexa tayo dyan. May Moz tayo, may SEMrush. I think the famous one is SEMrush yata, yung SEMrush ang tawag doon. Yung pinaka-famous na platform na ginagamit sa SEO tool. And then, sa Google, napakaraming tools. Sa sarili nilang search engine, they have Google Search Console. Mayroon silang keyword comparison tool. Madaming tools sa SEO na free. Pwede mong gamitin anytime. Kailangan mo lang siyang matutunan kung paano yung gamit niya. Tinutulungan din niya ang mga local business owner to learn on their own. Pero hindi sila ganun ka-user-friendly kaysa Facebook. Kaya medyo pag sinabi mong Google, medyo technical talaga. Kasi yung mga tools sila, hindi naman ganun ka maiintindihan ng mga walang background talaga. So you really have to learn the basic stuff of how accessing them and how using them. Yung mga basic needs lang and function and feature ng mga Google tools at ng mga SEO tools. And I will give you a run through to all the tools that are commonly used. Yung mga commonly used lang ng mga SEO strategies. Different naman yun. May mga ibang SEO strategies, mas comfortable sila sa ibang tools, mas comfortable sila sa Moz, okay? Kasi yung Moz, more on local yan, or mas comfortable sila sa SEO Quick, or mas comfortable sila sa SEO used, or mas comfortable sila sa SEMrush. So, iba-ibang convenient, kung anong mas convenient na tool sa kanila. Ang importante, marunong kang gumamit ng tool. Kasi pag freelancer ka, at tinatanong ka ng client mo, okay, so what are tools you're using for SEO? Then you have your answer and you can explain to them how to use that specific tool. Okay? So that's all about SEO, and a little history. I'm trying to squeeze in just few minutes about the background of SEO, and I hope you learn something on this video. Bye! Thank you!